anti-Semitism erupting again on college campuses. Right now, students in dozens of schools are ditching class for an anti-Israel national walkout. The brainwashed radicals are calling for an immediate ceasefire and end of American aid to Israel. That's on top of the disgusting display at George Washington University. Students there using a projector to display pro-Hamas messages on the school's library. Messages that read, quote, "Your tuition is funding genocide in Gaza." Another says, quote, "The blood of Palestinians is on your hands." And the most disturbing sign said, "Glory to our martyrs." But these left-wing agitators should keep in mind there will be consequences. The NYU student who lost a lucrative job offer after writing that Israel bears full responsibility after the Hamas attack is doubling down.
I will continue to speak up for Palestinian human rights and use whatever platform I have available to me to call for a ceasefire and, in this occupation that's harming the Palestinians.
Do you condemn Hamas's actions on October 7th?
I think what I use my platform for and who I condemn was pretty clear by my message, and I think that I will continue to condemn apartheid and military occupation, and that in this moment I'm focused on calling for an end to genocide and calling for an immediate ceasefire.
So, Jesse, when did supporting genocide become hip or cool on college campuses? And do you think they really believe it? Or is this part of the performance activism we talked about?
That's a good question. I don't know. Some people look like they actually believe it. Other people look misguided, but you'd have to sit them in a room and open their heads up. I did not like that. It was like a Batman symbol. When you throw that up on the air and you're basically saying, we like ethnic cleansers. We like terrorism. And if you're a Jewish person, you're walking around campus and you see that pro-terror bat signal go up, it's the same thing as having a swastika. Or if you're an African-American student, it's the same thing as having a KKK thing projected on there. Now, I wouldn't expel those students. I'd say this is the first strike. You bring them in and you say, you do one more thing like this and you're gone. You bring a Jewish person and you sit them across the table from and you say, this is how this makes us feel. This is a threat to violence when you put that up there. But this should be across the board, Judge. And a lot of conservative students now are saying, how do you think we feel? You can't sometimes even go to a college campus as a conservative and speak without being assaulted. They have to hire private security if you're Charlie Kirk and you want to give a lecture on campus. Yep. So they just need an across-the-board situation where we're going to protect women. We're going to protect women's sororities from being invaded and peeped. We're going to protect white males, straights. We're going to protect gays and lesbians. We're going to protect blacks, and we're going to protect everybody, including Jewish people. And it has to be the same rules for everybody. It's called tolerance.
Yeah. You know, Piers, many elite universities are not facing any kind of revolt from the donors, but shouldn't they all be thinking now about the fact that, this is the culmination of years of almost an anti-American ideology and obviously anti-Semitism?
Well, I love what John Huntsman did at UPenn. He wrote the head a letter and just said, I'm out. And that's, by the way, I'm told tens and tens of millions of dollars. Boom, out the door. And I think there's got to be punishment at the highest level financially like that from the big donors who should not accept this. But I would actually kick these students out. I wouldn't give them one chance. If you basically endorse terrorism, by the way, against Americans, killed Americans, as well as obviously 1,400 Israelis, if you kill Americans and you're attending an American university and you endorse the terrorism that killed them, you're out. That's it. Zero tolerance. Because, by the way, these people, as you touched on when it comes to free speech, have zero tolerance for anybody else that has any view that deviates from theirs. So apply the same cancel culture logic that they apply to everybody else about everything to themselves, because what they've done is actually more heinous than anything else I can think of in recent times. But you talk about where they're getting this from. They're getting it from the people teaching them. Right, you had this guy at Cornwall, Professor Russell Rickford, who said he felt exhilarated and energized by the terror attacks. That's what he said in public, had a megaphone. Right? He's a professor teaching these kids. Right, another one at Stockton, accusing Israel of weaponizing the Holocaust. Think about that. Think about publicly accusing Israel are weaponizing the Holocaust. So they're being taught by people who have extremely warped and dangerous mindsets. So, of course, some of them are going to veer towards that mindset. But I think you kick them out and you say no. And I think to the donors, you can make the call. Do what John Huntsman did. Actually vote with your wallets. Take away the funding for these places until the people that run them create an atmosphere where this kind of thing is simply not tolerated.
You know, it's interesting, Dana, the way Piers sets it up, that, you know, the anti-Israel fervor is, in addition to that, it is recognizing and cheering the deaths of Americans who were in Israel.
Yeah, they skipped over that part, right? They just want to pretend like that didn't exist. And it also feels like they're, like the young woman that was just talking, it feels like she learned some talking points and she just repeats them over and over again. It's like there's no like wisdom in something that she's saying. She also said that losing her job was violence. Okay, so they don't even know what the word violence means. I also want to point this out, that now that we have some decades of this problem, the teaching of these ideals, you know the Lancet magazine, that's like the oldest medical magazine, very prestigious. So they organized a letter signed by 2,000 medical professionals calling for a ceasefire in the region. And then there's a note at the bottom that they debated whether or not to include a call to release the hostages.
Wow.
And they decided against including it. So imagine this. You have 2,000 medical professionals expressing concern over the hospital bombing that did not happen. And they decided as a group, voted to remove the call to rescue the hostages. That's rot.
Greg, you want to comment on the rot?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's not, this is not a protest movement. It's hysteria. You're witnessing a hysteria. It's a brainwashing effect. When you look at how the seeds were planted and amplified by the oppression filter, you talk about the sloganeering. That's the linguistics of a hysteria, using phrases like decolonization. You don't even have to know what that means. Or resistance, calling terrorists resistance fighters. You know, but they are targeting a very susceptible group, and that is American college students, because they live in a plastic bubble. They're like a boy in the plastic bubble. I don't know if you remember that movie. So they're completely cut off from outside perspectives, and they refuse critical thinking, because critical thinking is kind of an absolute philosophy. It's obviously racist. So now they can believe that in anything that, you know, a man is a woman, a Jew is a Nazi. And what they're trying to do now, is they're trying to create an artificial Holocaust to cancel out the real one. I think that's what they're doing, because they're trying to take away that power from the Jews. The irony is that Hillary, I guess it was a couple of weeks ago, claimed that Trump supporters needed deprogramming, when it's actually large elements of the new members of their party that are suffering from really obvious brainwashing. When you're seeing it around, you can tell it's a virus, that it's also emotional and so nonsensical that it is an actual contagion, and it's a hysteria. The only way you can counter this is through persuasion, through deprogramming, talking to them and showing them how they've been manipulated by false information. It's the only way to do it.
You can't deprogram us, we're going to deprogram you.
Exactly, Jesse.
Got it.
And you know what? That explains why there's such a big difference between young people supporting Israel and older people. It's the education system.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.